Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates, who anticipated the COVID-19 outbreak in 2015, has warned of the possibility of future pandemics. Gates said 7 years ago that countries were unprepared for a pandemic, and his comments proved correct with the advent of the coronavirus. We will be discussing Bill Gates' take on the economic crashes due to pandemics in today's video. Stay with me till the end of the video to learn more about it and find out what today's investment idea is. Now, let's get right into it. According to Bill Gates in a TED Talk in 2015, if anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus rather than a war. We've really put very little money into a system to combat an epidemic. We aren't prepared for the next outbreak. Gates urges nations to invest in pandemic preparedness. Gates has asked nations to invest billions of dollars to prevent the spread of future illnesses and pandemics, which he believes might be considerably deadlier than COVID-19. As the world responds to the challenge of a rapidly evolving virus, Gates said last week, the need to deliver new life-saving tools has never been more urgent. Over the last 2 decades, our work has taught us that early investment in research and development may save lives and avert worst-case outcomes. Following the Ebola and Zika outbreaks, our foundation assisted in the establishment of CEPI 5 years ago. We are raising our commitment and providing an extra $150 million to help CEPI expedite the discovery of safe and efficient vaccines against new coronavirus variations in order to prepare for and maybe even avert the next pandemic. Last February, Gates was asked about the next difficulties that humanity would face in an interview for Derek Muller's YouTube program, Veritasium. One is climate change. Gates responded, "Every year that would be a death toll even greater than the one we have in this pandemic." Also connected to pandemics is something that people don't want to speak about much: bioterrorism, which is the idea that someone who wants to inflict harm may design a virus. As a result, the risk of encountering this extends beyond naturally occurring epidemics, such as the present one. Bill Gates is generally upbeat about the year 2022. However, the wealthy Microsoft co-founder is nonetheless concerned about the approaching year. Gates recently released end-of-year blog post headlined "Reasons for Optimism After a Difficult Year," offered a number of optimistic predictions ranging from the COVID epidemic maybe ending to the metaverse's impending ascent. However, he projected that one particular issue might stymie or derail much of that progress. People's distrust in governments is one of the issues I'm most concerned about as we approach 2022, he wrote. Gates emphasized the importance of public institutions in combating issues such as climate change and averting the next pandemic. They can only do so much if individuals refuse to follow their advice on principle. Your people will not support major new initiatives if they don't trust you, Gates stated. And when a major crisis occurs, they are less likely to follow the necessary guidance to weather the storm. Such mistrust has grown more visible since the epidemic began. COVID disinformation has spread throughout the United States and the rest of the globe, slowing vaccination rates and, eventually, delaying the end of the pandemic. However, pre-COVID Pew Study Center research revealed comparable trends. In the 2019 poll of American people, 75% indicated their fellow citizens' faith in the federal government was dwindling. Another 64% of poll respondents said Americans' trust in one another was eroding, and around 4 out of 10 respondents believed that mistrust made it more difficult to deal with issues such as healthcare, immigration, and gun violence. In his blog post, Gates stated that 24-hour news cycles, politically motivated headlines, and social media have all contributed to the growing divide, and the governments may need to control internet platforms in order to successfully debunk disinformation. Some legislators in Washington, D.C. are already focused on it. Former Facebook engineer Frances Haugen testified before a Senate committee in October on the company's misinformation crisis, which might be the first step towards social media platform regulation. It's possible the time is of the essence. Gates voiced fear that if action is not taken quickly, Americans may be more prone to elect leaders who publicly express and encourage skepticism. The public might then become even more disillusioned as a result of the snowball effect. It's a difficult challenge to tackle, and even Gates admits he's not sure how to begin. This is usually where I'd lay out my plan for how we're going to solve the problem. The truth is, I don't have any solutions, he wrote. I intend to continue seeking out and reading other people's ideas. particularly those of young people. I'm hoping that the generations that grew up online would have new ideas for dealing with an issue that is so firmly embedded in the internet. Now, let's move on to today's investment opportunity. It is about DraftKings Incorporated. DraftKings Incorporated operates as a digital sports entertainment and gaming company in the United States. It operates through two segments, business to consumer and business to business. The company provides users with daily sports betting, and iGaming opportunities. It is also involved in the design, development, and licensing of sports betting and casino gaming platform software for online and retail sportsbook and casino gaming products. The company distributes its product offerings through various channels, including traditional websites and direct app downloads, as well as direct-to-consumer digital platforms such as the Apple Store and Google Play Store. Just a year ago, online gaming was one of the hottest sectors of the stock market. Now, however, virtually all the names in that segment are far below their highs. The reason why is simple. There's too much competition. Gaming firms are offering massive sign-up bonuses to attract new clients, which crushes near-term profitability. Over the longer term, however, there will likely be massive industry consolidation. Already, lower-tier players such as Wynn Resorts Ltd., WYNN, are unloading their online gambling divisions to avoid piling up more red ink. As the weaker entrants leave the industry, the online gaming market should consolidate around leaders such as DraftKings and Flutter Entertainment PLCs, or PDYPF, FanDuel Group. The business model is sound as long as there isn't too much competition. With DraftKings shares down by about 70% from 52-week highs, any catalyst would lead to a solid rebound. And for said catalyst, look no further than the Super Bowl on February 13th. Thank you for staying with me till the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and share the video. You can leave your questions and thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified when we add new videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.